What is up, guys? It's your bro Jericho here, and welcome to just a quick, I guess, tour of what I've been doing in Minecraft. Considering that I do use things like, Bibliocraft is obvious, the Chisel mod, as well as things like Tinker's Construct. A lot of this might look, cool. Some of it might look weird, but this is what I've been up to. So we'll start this off nice and easy with my own personal writing room, complete with a beautiful painting, and the painting frame right here, if you can see it. I happen to have an affinity for the most extravagant of the Bibliocraft chairs, but the simpler ones that's an addition to are usually the easiest. I myself generally do a lot of writing whenever I start and getting comfortable in a world, so writing is going to be a big thing for me. Also, this world, from what I named it, is called Library, and you'll see why here in a bit. Next, we come to the lounge, or I suppose I don't really know what to call this. I can't quite call it a cafe because you'll see that a bit. But this is kind of like, I don't know, it's just kind of like a lazy area to sit around. Because of the crayfish furniture mod, you have the couches and such. Chisel gives you things like the carpets, which I decided to take full advantage of. And then, as I said, I have an affinity for the seats that extravagant oak seat is based off of, and that happens to be here. The typewriters, those are interesting. The books are kind of cool. It works, whatever. The books, you can create crafting recipes. So if there's something that you needed to make, or remember how to make that you're not very good at, the first time you make it, you can actually store a book here. When you put it together, there's an arrow that's put here, so you'll do that. It'll give you the option to save the recipe to a blank book, which is always cool. And if you're wondering why I have the Ender Soul hand, you will see here in a bit. A lot of this is in creative mode for when I built it, so there are a couple little things I'm working on. I didn't ever decide what plant to put in here. And then, of course, the crayfish computers, which are basically a way to get materials. And then I found the lava stone from the chisel mod, which is very, very pretty to put, and it actually does emit light. This right here is just glowstone, specifically neon chisel style, so, whatever. This right here, I lately have found myself doing a lot of fishing, so I figured why not make an area to do that, simple enough. If you're wondering why there's the door here, that is not a regular door. It's the secret rooms mod, the hidden door, except you can set block and it will retain the block that the door is originally meant to imitate, in this case a lava stone. Moving on. I've used that technique a lot lately, including the flower paper wall block. Anyway, as I said, I have an affinity for these chairs. In this regard, I decided to make a little bit of, I suppose, outlook area. Strangely enough, this is actually the first part of the entire building I did. That Tinker's glass. If you're not looking for it, you can walk right into it. It's hilarious. I have a few little things that are still under renovation slash, construction. I figured I'd just kind of give a heads up where I'm at. One of those areas under renovation slash construction is this whole thing here, which, if you look at the area here, is going to go straight upward. I want this to be like a tower of sorts. A friend of mine says an observatory would be a good idea, which I might do. If you're wondering what this down here is, as I said, a lot of this is under construction slash renovation. This is going to be the main part of the library. And among that is a little, I suppose you could say, lounge area here, whereas from these supports on will probably be a massive library, and it is quite an undertaking as I have only managed to accomplish this so far. But while I'm here, I might as well explain myself as far as why, I had the Ender Soul hand, and part of that was making the roof. Nether brick roofs are beautiful. And then that area that I said, was the observatory. Let me go ahead and equip my Ender Soul hands to get back up here. This is why. There's that, but when you look back up at that, the area is just perfect for building, and I happen to be rather pleased with the outcome. Let's go ahead and get back indoors. So, among the areas that are still under renovation, and I know this looks so ugly, I am sorry. Among the areas that are under construction / renovation is this here, which I believe I'm going to turn into a garden of sorts, just because of a walkway up there that you'll see later. The next area is this here, which I don't really know what I'm going to do here. Probably decorations of some sort, I don't know. And then we come to the what I consider my pride and joy of this entire area, which is the cafe. Now, I myself, whenever I play Worlds, generally have a love of a good view. I'm going to walk on the table, screw it. And this right here is an amazing view in that regard. We go to F1 mode, you stop having the block interactions. But when you just kind of look out the window, that is very pretty to see, even though I don't like birch forests. And then I kind of went all out on this, including the fish tank, which the squid has despawned, and I'm very sad. I haven't done anything with back here, and I don't think I will. But even so, any cafe or any place in particular that has a lot of people, or might have a lot of people, should have a restroom. Why not? And then I figured, well, if I'm going to make a cafe, what are they going to eat? What are they going to have, you know? And that's where the kitchen itself comes in, which is supposed to be, I suppose this is something you could use as an adventure / town map, but I don't think it'll ever make it that far, sadly. After all, not many people use the modded blocks. Not the stacks of mods I use. I think it's like 45 mods I'm currently using. It's a lot. And then, as I said, there is the concept of overlooking the garden, which would be popping out, I want to say, like, right there or something. I think. And then before I go, there is one last thing that I want to show, and that's something that you won't see unless you're looking for it. A little bit of a getaway. Now, in here right now is literally just a spare Ender Soul hand, which I'm going to keep for personal uses. And getting out is pretty simple. It's just, you know, sure, you take the half-hearted damage, but it teleports you out. And then, as I said, you won't even know that's there unless you're actually looking for it. The other option of seeing that that's there is actually, well, let's go straight to the roof and you'll see what I mean. The other thing that tells you it's there is that. And if you get a higher view, which I probably should have just used the Ender Soul hand, but if you get a higher view, you can actually see that there is something up there. Let me see if I can... Nope, can't do it. You might have to hop over here or something. Yeah, you can see that there's actually a room over there, and that's pretty much why I was kind of looking down when I took a look out the side. It's basically invisible from you know, being in the main world. And if you're wondering why the render distance is turned down so low, part of it's lag, and the other part is the fact that I'm recording this, which, I mean, people should know, recording does take a little bit of memory, and I am still running my laptop, so I don't want to run it into the ground just yet. Thank you. Besides, if I tried running this at the regular render distance, it would look like absolute crap. Oh, I recently found out that the Crayfish Furniture mods blinds make amazing banisters. Like, I guess just hand guardrails. They do amazing because, as I said, you collide with them. They're discreet. They're out of the way, and they're 1 block tall. So hopefully, if I do another video on this world, on this build, it'll be showing what I've done with the library itself, or maybe the indoor garden. And I forgot to put a... Nope, that's not working. That's not gonna work. I forgot to put a redstone switch there, a lever of sorts. I might just put pressure plates there, that way you can actually, you know, get through. I myself, generally, if I'm going to teleport in, I don't usually teleport straight to there, only because I don't like doing that. That brings you to the most important thing so far. The ability to get away from the rain. Anyway, so yeah. this has been my little world. And I haven't really written anything yet, but the cool thing about the crayfish, or the bibliocraft, love bibliocraft for a lot of things they do. Bibliocraft, chisel, crayfish, and Tinker's Construct, which I've only used it for the glass so far. I intend to add sections for other more showy things. But anyway, I think that's about it for the time being. It was wonderful having you guys check in. Let me go ahead and hop up to my personal room. That was not what I meant to do. Just wanted to have you guys check in. This has been your bro Jericho here, checking in with his current build, which has been nicknamed Library. So yeah, I think that's it. Take care, guys. Have fun, and as always, game on.